It is another day of knockouts in the World Cup. And tonight on this program, one of the all-time greats for the U.S. men's national team making a stop in Houston. Plus, the fashion designer behind the look that made a World Cup statement. And at this very moment, the countdown is on for Mexico's next hurdle. Ecuador in the round of 32. Here is the scene at pitch 25 in Edo. The fans there waiting for Mexico, but just saw France beat Sweden 3-0. Kylian Mbappe with 2 goals. He's now one off Messi's all-time record of 19. And while that performance was loud, listen to this one.
Let's go!
Yes, Norway bringing the famous Viking Road to the city of Dallas. This action from before the game against Ivory Coast. And here's another row after the match, courtesy of the Norwegian players following a 2-1 win over Ivory Coast. Erling Haaland knocking home the game winner in the 86th minute. Sweden done. Now comes, or I should say Ivory Coast done as well. Now comes another must-see matchup, which is Norway and Brazil Sunday at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And Houston's fan festival already at capacity, we're told. Here's the scene. Here's how it's looking, the fan festival. And a Hall of Famer was in the house. Cobi Jones played in the mid-90s and early 2000s. His impressions of this World Cup thus far. Troy Kless getting that answer for us.
Take a look behind me. This is the line that was formed to meet U.S. men's soccer legend Cobi Jones. I caught up with him and asked him about how Houston has been in terms of being a host city. And I also asked him how the U.S. men's national team may be preparing for their upcoming match against Bosnia and Herzegovina. What is it going to take for the U.S. men's team to, reach a quarterfinal or even surpass that mark?
Well, I think they're on the right track right now. I think it's a very solid team and a tight unit. Look, they're going to have to play well. That just comes with the territory when you're in a World Cup. You have to play well, and then I would say you're always going to need some things to go your way. You're going to need a little luck.
Jones met with fans after being on the broadcast for Brazil versus Japan, played at Houston Stadium. Aside from air conditioning, 2 other things impressed Jones.
Just seeing the indoor stadiums and how they have had the grass being so pristine, I think is fantastic, because I experienced it the first time, when it was in the Silverdome in Detroit, when they trying it out for the first time, and to see how far it's come over the years, it's a little bit of brilliance. And then on the other side of it for Houston, just the fan base, I think, is great.
I also asked what the current roster may be doing to prepare for this round of 32 knockout game.
When you're talking about this, it's about trying to be calm, and just get their game sorted out. Them so much worrying about the Bosnia team. That's probably already come in those first days afterwards, studying the Bosnia team, where their strengths are, where the weaknesses are, and what they need to do. Now it's about really concentrating on their game.
Mexico will be playing on Tuesday night, and the U.S. men's team will be playing on Wednesday, meaning organizers of the FIFA Fan Festival are expecting large crowds. In Edo, Troy Kless, KHOU 11 News.
And now let's continue this run-up to Mexico's big match with the kickoff. Joining us in studio, it's another coach from the SWAC. Abe García, Prairie View A&M women's soccer coach is here. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Wow, what a tournament thus far. And when you look at how the field has dwindled now, is there one team which has really impressed you, especially during this knockout stage?
I think last night's game showed us Morocco. I mean, that's a team that has is well disciplined, has a lot of skillful players. And around the ball, I mean, they're very dangerous. Especially around the goal, they're very dangerous. So I think that's a team that's a very impressive team that can do very well in the tournament.
And now, Mexico. Mexico is the big matchup tonight, knockout stage. What has impressed you most about this Mexican squad through its first 3 matches? It went undefeated.
Yes, so in the first 3 matches, them and Spain were the only ones that didn't give up any goals. So their defensive stance is brilliant. I think they've done a very good job of it, and it was something that hopefully carries on for them into the tournament.
Now, because they have not allowed a goal, that style of play, is that the one that Mexican fans have been waiting for, or is there still another level they need to reach?
I think there's another level. I believe that the fans are still wanting more. I think we haven't seen a lot of dynamic in the final third of the field. That's something that hasn't really, I think the first against South Africa could have been better. It could have been a 4-5-0 game, right, in Mexico's way. But you're not seeing that yet. And it's mainly, I think, because Javier Aguirre's style is that of a defensive approach to it, which they've done a great job. And you can see it in the stats as far as they have clean sheets in the past 3 games. So that's something that I see in them.
And we have the soccer field set up. How would you best explain what Mexico does so well, and how will Ecuador counter that?
So one of the things Mexico does very well is controlling the tempo of the game, right? So that means they have possession of the game, they're moving the ball, they slow it down, which is probably something that Ecuador does not want to see. Ecuador, I believe, is a fast-paced team. They want to go at them. And if for some reason, Ecuador, one thing they're going, if they get themselves pinned in their final third of the field, and they're seeing spells of Mexico having 15, 20 minutes with the ball of just possession, plus you add the 90,000 fans that go along to that, it's going to be a difficult match for them, right? But I think what's going to open it up is if one of these two, either team score, it's going to open up the game for both teams.
And because Ecuador has some speed, how will that look on this pitch right here?
So areas of the field that I think, again, probably areas of the field, for example, when Mexico has possession of the ball and they are, high up in the attack, and Ecuador is able to win a ball somewhere up this part of the field, transition. There's about 80 yards behind them. It's them in the goal, right? You isolate areas of out here on the wings. You isolate areas out here in the wings. A smiley face.
It won't be smiley for Mexico,
no,
right? If this keeps up like this. Yeah. But this right here, this is where if Ecuador can really push the tempo into this portion of the field, that will give Mexico fits.
It'll give Ecuador opportunities on goal, right? I think Ecuador is a very skillful team, very fast-paced team. They're able to I think, once they start finding the net, if you look at their little history, their past history, they won 1-0, 1-1 tie games. But if you're able to really find that goal, then it could create dangers for Mexico.
And look what's out, the confidence meter. Abe, red,
all right.
Green, full speed ahead. So how confident are you that Mexico can get past Ecuador? About 50%?
Yes.
55%?
Yes. It's a tough matchup. It's not a team that you wanted to draw in the third round. In the 32
round of 32, yeah.
Round of 32. It's a tough third place team that you're playing against. So it's tough.
It is tough. Switching gears, what do you think of the United States' chances against Bosnia and Herzegovina? And why is that?
I'm a U.S. fan.
Objectively,
I should have done that. That's what I should have done.
Was this a tough draw for the U.S.? Listen, the U.S. has really played well, probably better than most people thought. But Bosnia and Herzegovina is also a very talented third-place squad.
They are. I think Pochettino has his crew going very well. They're playing very well. The players they've all bought in. You can see it when they celebrate goals. You can see the team that's together. So I think that U.S. projects to go far in the knockout stages.
And now, Abe, let's talk about your Prairie View A&M squad. The program, 5 wins last season, 1 the year before. To me, that's progress. So what is the next step?
Continue to win more, right? We want to do well in our conference. We want to do well outside of conference. We want to go far in our tournament. That way we qualify for the NCAA tournament. We have a young squad that bought into what we're trying to teach and trying to do, and I'm real excited for it.
So what are you trying to teach and what are you trying to do? What is the style that you want the Panthers to play with?
We like to possess. We like to move the ball. We like to be able to move the ball from side to side. We like to be able to, create opportunities for ourselves. Try to create isolations on the field if we can, and try to make overloads where we can.
Before we started, you told me that you think that you have one of the best facilities in the state of Texas. Tell us about it.
Yes, state-of-the-art facilities just for us. The only thing missing is a locker room. So if there's a donor out there that wants to build us a locker room, I think softball would like one too with us together. So yeah, it's a great facility. So if you get a chance, by all means, come on out and visit us.
Yeah, so there you have it. If you are a soccer fan and you want to experience college soccer, try somewhere new, go to Prairie View A&M. Appreciate you coming by here.
No, thanks for having me. And I have one last thing for you guys.
What's that?
So, guys at BSN did this for me for the last minute.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Show
that
right there.
Look at that.
Got the number 11 in there.
Nice. That will go on our wall here at KHOU 11. Abe Garcia, thank you so much for being with us here on Extra Time.
All right.
Yes, and the fireworks won't just be in the sky. Houston's 4th of July World Cup matchup is now set. Also ahead, another visit to the U.S.'s training site. And a lot has happened in the last 48 hours because we have gone from this to this. That's right. Here is the round of 16 matchup in Houston. 4th of July, Saturday. It's our neighbors to the north, Canada and Morocco. Canada, the underdog, much lower ranking, but the Canadians always have hope. Why do they have hope? Because of this guy. Alphonso Davies made his return to the squad as a sub in that last match against South Africa. Alicia Lewis showing us why this man is a player to watch.
Alphonso Davies is a player to watch. The 25-year-old was born in a refugee camp in Ghana, his Liberian family eventually resettling in Canada. Davies became a Canadian citizen in 2017 and will represent his new homeland. He plays for FC Bayern Munich and is coming into the tournament with 15 goals. Off the pitch, he's big on TikTok and one of the first major soccer stars to go viral on the platform. He also plays several instruments, sings and raps, and get this, he dreams of becoming an actor. And despite him being worth about $50 million, his mom still makes him do the dishes when he goes home. Go Mom.
Never lose sight of where you come from. I'm with Mom on that one. As we all know, it's win or go home from this point forward at this World Cup. For the United States, their opponent, Bosnia and Herzegovina, has never made it this far in the tournament. Jake Garriani, more on this matchup from Irvine, California.
Well, for almost the entire month of June, the United States men's national team called Great Park here in Irvine their home. But now as the calendar turns over to July, we are into the knockout stage, and that means the Americans will be venue hopping as far as they make it in this tournament. So the United States' attention turns directly towards their knockout round opponent, Bosnia and Herzegovina. They were one of the best 8 third-place finishers across the 12 groups, earning them the right to take on the U.S. on July 1st in Santa Clara. This is the first time they have ever played in a knockout round of a World Cup. In fact, Bosnia and Herzegovina has only played in one other World Cup back in 2014, and they did not get out of the group stage, but this is indeed a dangerous team. They knocked Italy out of World Cup qualifying.
We know they're a strong team, a physical team. They've obviously qualified and made it through the group stages for a reason. So it's not a fluke that they've gone through the playoffs and knocked Italy out and made it through to the World Cup.
We know we're going to have to be at our best. Very, very difficult team to play against. Very strong defensively. Very, very good in set pieces, but they also have quality going forward. A lot of good players that play on really good teams in Europe, so we know it's not going to be easy.
I think they're focused as well. They want to win this game. It's huge for them as well. But our belief is big, and our focus is big as well.
That will be the aim of the game. To try and continue to reduce mistakes and continue to increase offensive chances, and that's no different to what we've been doing all year round. Since Pochettino's come in. So you know, the benefit for us as players is even though, you know, we're playing a knockout game, you know, not too much is going to change in terms of how we've been coached.
And at the end of the day, we have to worry about and take care of ourselves and do what we have to do to win the game and make it through.
And kickoff for the United States men's national team in Santa Clara against Bosnia and Herzegovina is set for 5 p.m. Pacific time. In Irvine, California, I'm Jake Giriani.
Thank you, Jake. And off to Georgia go the Leopards. This video from yesterday here in Houston. And before Congo's next match, it's the designer who helped put their style on the map. Even before the first whistle, Congo's national team had already made a statement. A fashion statement. With Congo now set to face England tomorrow morning, Ron Trevino getting the story behind this leopard look, which captured the world's attention.
So the big thrill for Houstonians was to see the Congo team arrive wearing these outfits which you designed. Tell us what this all means and what's the inspiration.
Oh, the inspiration comes from my culture, my Congolese culture. First of all, I want to put forward the culture we call SAP. It's a society of the person elegance. It's a minority of the person who live in Congo.
So you call that SAP?
Exactly.
That's the word you use for
that's
culture
the word.
And style.
Exactly. So it's a group of people who come from the poor city or something like this. They try to live better and through this their outfit. So I think this mindset to talk to me. I want to bring this energy, this mindset to this outfit. That's why I create this outfit to give them some.
All the team members were wearing this suit.
Exactly.
With this fabric.
Yes, that's a velvet. It's not the original leopard.
No leopards were killed in the making of this suit.
Exactly. No, it's velvet. It's velvet, and we print leopard to create something chic and elegant.
I think when people see it, they see the elegance, right? The style, the regalness of the whole thing. And I think to a lot of people around the world, it says Africa. You know, when you see the leopard.
That was my ambition. I want to give the people another perception of Africa, because in general when we speak about Africa, we speak about specifically about Congo, we speak about the war, we speak about the Ebola, but I want just to bring some different energy, some different perception of Congo to show the people the culture, what we can bring, the craftsmanship of Congo. Because this outfits, it's made by the Congolese people, so I'm very proud of this.
Now, you also brought into the studio something that I think I need in my life. Tell us about this bag. What is this?
This bag, it's when I create, the first thing I want to do is to create the silhouette. The silhouette is composition of this suit and this bag. So combine these two pieces together. That was the big thing. So
does the team, each member have one of these bags?
Yes, exactly. Every member of the team have this bag.
It's fabulous.
Yes,
I mean, you could get a lot in there.
Yeah.
I think I need one, actually.
We will give you 100%.
So what is next for you and the team?
What's the most important thing through this project? Because it's we want not just create fashion or outfit. We want to create job in Congo and show to the world what Congo can do. What Congo can, the craftsmanship of Congolese people and all this thing we can show to the world.
Okay, well I love the suit. I'd love to be sporting that.
Yeah.
I love the bag.
Yeah.
And what's the Congo cheer?
Oh,
is there a cheer for the Congo team?
No, not really. It's for
just win.
Yeah,
just win.
Just to win.
Is the cheer. Okay, all right. Alvin, Junior Mac, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to America.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right.
That was so cool to see. Thanks to both of you. And still ahead, they showed up without tickets, joined a crowd, and left with a World Cup memory they'll never forget. Their World Cup dream became real. Jalissa Garza is on the KHO U11 app with their story.
I got to cover another fan walk yesterday here in Houston, and once again, it was a blast. I met some awesome people, and there was one couple in particular that I met. They told me they were going to the fan walk regardless, but they were also hoping to score some last-minute tickets to the Brazil-Japan match, and guess what? They did. Take a listen.
Y'all are already in the Brazil fan gear, ready to go, but you came down here without a ticket to the match.
Correct. We bought it 3 minutes ago, right here in this parking lot.
Yeah.
So
we waited like last second because we were waiting for the prices to drop, and we got a good deal.
Yeah.
So tell me about the planning. The minute you found out Brazil was playing in Houston, were y'all like, we have to get tickets? Walk me through the vibe.
We were like, we are going to try, but when we saw the prices, we were like, that's like
$2,000 a piece.
Yeah, we can't do that. So we were hoping and praying and crossing our fingers the prices would drop, and it finally did. So
Houston will host one more match this Saturday, July 4th at Houston Stadium. Canada will take on Morocco. And if you were debating whether or not you should try to score some last-minute tickets, consider this your sign. You could be lucky and get one, just like that couple did yesterday.
Interesting. Sometimes it does pay to wait. Sometimes, but not necessarily all the time, as we've seen throughout this World Cup. That's going to do it for us here on Extra Time. Getting back to France, it will now face Paraguay in Philadelphia in the round of 16. Also, one more thank you to Abe Garcia from PV, and thanks for the jersey. That was very, very cool. And now here is one last look at pitch 25, Mexico, Ecuador, 90 minutes away. We are back tomorrow on the free KHO U11 streaming app. There's another watch party at Shell Energy Stadium. We've been talking about that. Mexico, Ecuador. It should be a good one. Enjoy the game, everybody.